Arjuna uvacha sannyasasya mahabaho tattvamichhami veditum tyagasya cha hrishikesha pruthakeshini sudana. As we have been discussing, so Arjuna asked this question that I would like to know the difference between sannyasa and tyagam, so that conveniently I can take sannyasa. And of course, Lord Krishna had to handle him very carefully. And this particularly, as we see, this first 12 verses that we have seen so far was the answer that Arjuna asked question regarding sannyasa. And Lord Krishna said, look, sannyasa is divided into three categories. So one is tamasic sannyasa, second one is rajasic sannyasa, and third one is called sattvic sannyasa. And sattvic sannyasa by itself is called karma yoga. So that means very clearly, so Lord Krishna wants to point out that, so first is karma yoga. So first sadhana one is supposed to take up as karma yoga. So this karma yoga leads to next sadhana called jnana yoga. Then only the person will be liberated. Because without karma yoga, definitely there is no jnana yoga at all. So while discussing, because here Arjuna wants to escape from karma yoga, wants to jump into jnana yoga, also we have to be noted. So while discussing this, that look, if we say this karma yoga, jnana yoga, these are two steps. So Lord Krishna categorized this also very carefully. So he says, look, whatever I was talking so far, up to verse number 12, I was answering your question related to sannyasa and tyaga. It was, I gave you in the view of karma yoga. But karma yoga by itself is not an end. So karma yoga must help you to go to what? Jnana yoga. Or else you keep doing karma yoga, don't worry, still these people are better, okay? At least in next life they will have jnana, no doubt in it. But without karma yoga, straight away you want to go to jnanam, is a waste of time, waste of life. It's only confusion, nothing else. However, let me not repeat those things again and again. So Lord Krishna thought, why not? Let me also talk about this jnana yoga. So from this verse number 13, this verse onwards, 13 onwards to 17. So he is going to talk about the jnana yoga. Because if we try to understand this concept, why he wants to talk? There is no need. But why? Because we have discussed from the beginning that Sankshepa, Vistara, Sankshepa. So this was the principle of this Bhagavad Gita teaching or methodology of teaching. So first it was in brief, then it got expanded, then again in brief, summarizing. So being this 18th chapter summary of entire Bhagavad Gita, so he wants to also summarize all these aspects that he has talked earlier. Because if we try to look at in almost like second chapter, starting from verse number 12 itself, 12 to 25, so he tried to talk about Jnana Yoga. Also in third chapter, we have also seen that in the third chapter, also it has been talked very carefully. So then what happens is, I don't know why people are able to call me in this very unfortunate. Sorry. So coming to the point that then also we need to look at in third chapter also Jnana Yoga, especially, and also fourth chapter 5th chapter, 6th chapter. So in every chapter, he has talked in details about Jnana Yoga. So he thought, why not to summarize? So when he talks about to summarize, how to look at? So he summarizes here beautifully. Let us read so that it becomes easier. Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nipodhame sangshe krutante proktani siddhe sarva karmanam. So what he wants to highlight here is that, look, if you want to see, if you want to understand, look, he highlights that there are 5 factors. Because if you observe any karma or anything to happen, you need 5 factors. Because unless you know this thing, you cannot function in life. So before getting into that, let us now look at the concept that we have discussed earlier. There is nothing new. So who am I? A common person. A common person thinks oneself, I am a karta and I am a bhokta. So karta means I am a doer. So bhokta means I am experiencer. In fact, for a common person, bhoktrutvam is more stronger than kartutvam. The sense of experiencing, sense of enjoying is more, I am more related to result of action than the action. That's why people suffer, they fluctuate, they do all destruction in their life. Whenever a person is related to strongly the sense of experiencing, sense of enjoying, or attached to the result of action than action, that person becomes a failure. That person creates all sort of problem in life. Cannot. So anytime problem happens in my life, not because I am not able to do it. Because at that time I am not a karta. For me, bhoktrutvam is more important. The sense of enjoyment, sense of experiencing, sense of dealing with, sense of associating me with the result of action. And when I discover that result of action is not coming to my way, so I am no more experienced, then what happens? Either I collapse or I create the mess. So that's why he highlights why this thing happens. This concept is takes very carefully, this verse. That is a look. There is mixture of me as this kartutvam, bhoktrutvam comes because of mixture of me as chetana and achetana. So what is me? Me is 2 principles. So what are the 2 principles? One is chetana, the conscious part. Other one is called achetana. Or you can say atma, anatma. So because I don't want to use atma here, atma is a big word. So atma, anatma. So in Tattvabodha we have said, na, atma, anatma, vivekaha. So that concept I am bringing it. So me as a chetana principle. Also I have achetana. So that means I am the mixture of chetana and achetana. This is the first thing one has to understand. So when I say that I am chetana and achetana, how? We give the example of, let us say, electricity. So electricity, the bulb has got 2 parts. In fact, not 2 parts, 3 parts. So what are the 3 parts? One is bulb as such physically. So that is called achetana. There is also electricity. Suppose bulb by itself, can it illumine? Definitely not. Electricity by itself, can it illumine? It needs a medium. So the electricity that is visible, invisible is called Chetana. And the bulb that is, please understand, the bulb that is available, that is called Chetana. Nobody should come late, okay? That's not allowed. However, so Chetana means that which is here invisible, and Achetana that is visible in the bulb case. And there is a third factor in the bulb also. What is that? Suppose bulb, visible bulb is there intact, but the filament, that which connects the physical and the invisible part, if that is gone, there is some cut, can the bulb illumine? Definitely not. We say bulb is fused. So how this happens? Same thing also in this body. So when we look at the body, so we have to also see me as this mixture of mainly two, and in between one is there. But the problem with me is that I am more aware of Achetana, the inert part, than the Chetana, the conscious part. Forget about in between, okay? So, like, you are more conscious to take care of the bulb than looking at whether electricity is there or not. So, you don't take care of the electricity part at all. You are not aware of at all. Only you are taking care of the bulb. So then what happens? There the problem comes. That's why you get more and more attached to the bulb part, to the Achetana part. Also we have discussed, when you look at this electricity, the conscious factor here called Chetana Tattva. So we had seen Chetana Tattva has got 5, long back we had seen all these aspects, okay? It has got 5, let us say, characteristics. So if we say that this 5 characteristics also, it will be wrong. Lakshana, okay, Lakshana also okay, feature, or you can say rather than Lakshana, okay. So 5 features, let us use this word. So how to look at that? So first of all, we have seen that the consciousness, means the Chetana, is not a part of Achetana. First point. We have talked in details many classes, okay? So look at especially 15th chapter. We have talked in details. So first of all, is the consciousness, the Chetana Tattvam, is not part of this Achetana, this body, nor it is a property, nor it is a product of body. This is the number 1 point. Number 2 also, that Chetana Tattvam, the consciousness principle, is independent of this Achetana Tattva. It is not dependent. Same thing, electricity policy, you can look at all the 5 points in electricity and bulb. So here it says being independent, it is not dependent. That's why it is not limited in body. In fact, it pervades the body. And because of which the body is alive. It pervades, also enlives the body. So when this happens to, then what happens? Third point is what? Because it pervades body, because of which the body is alive, that means third point is what? It is not limited by the boundaries of the body. It is more than body. Like we say space, Ghatakasa. The space, that which is unlimited, happens to be in a space, in a pot. So because it is restricted to a pot as though, we say it is a Ghatakasa. But space is beyond the pot or not. In fact, in pot there is space. Not that space is in the pot. I hope something is entering in you, okay? or else you will get lost, okay? You will think what Swamiji is talking, okay? That's why you need to have sharp mind. And sharp mind can happen when you are free from this Chetana, Achetana Tattva. If you are attached to your body-mind complex, sorry, Vedanta will not work. It has never worked. However, coming back to the point, so then when it becomes Akasa Tattva, then finally also we say very carefully, if we look at this electricity part, so electricity also has got this fourth and fifth is, in spite of bulb breaking, still electricity continues or not. So also when this body falls down, still the Chetana Tattva will continue. So these are the 5 features of this Chetana Tattva. Fortunately, I am not Achetana, so I am Chetana. So when I am Chetana, but my problem is I associate more with Achetana Tattva, with my mind complex. So when I am more connected to body-mind complex, for example, if you are connected to the bulb more, then what will happen? You will make sure every day, let me clean the bulb, not to use, not to switch on, because anything may go wrong, you understand? And of course, if the bulb gets fused, still you will keep it because it's a monument. Like a mummy, okay? Or some people are associated, after my death, my body should be alive, you understand? Morphing and whatnot, all these things, they do it. However, so that means what I need to do here is that, first point is, I have to understand that me is the mixture of Chetana and Achetana. Any time, any given time of my life, I must acknowledge that I am the mixture of both Chetana and Achetana. Number 1. Number 2 is, most important thing is, that recognizing is not enough. Especially you all, hopefully you know this, okay? But second thing is, shifting your loyalty from Achetana to Chetana. That is the most important thing. Shifting your loyalty from Chetana, means from body-mind complex, Achetana, from body-mind complex to Chetana Tattvam, called consciousness principle. So when you start shifting your loyalty, no, Swamiji, I am my body, I am very proud of my body, I am comfortable with my body, I am comfortable, forget body, I am comfortable in my house, with my people, with my surroundings. In fact, when I go out of house for 1 day or 2 days, I am, fish out of water. Then what does it mean? You are so much engrossed with your, called Achetana Tattvam, that nothing will enter. That's why I look at especially Italians, when they travel, they carry Italia. Indian women also, when they travel, especially those days in the train, you should see the mess. They carried no kitchen. Thank God they don't allow the stove, or else everything, and especially Gujarati people when they travel. I'm not telling you jokes. What? The train is only eating, nothing else, okay? By mistake, if you are in that compartment, you are also finished. लीजिए ना, क्या करो? So these people, what they do is, they are too much, engrossed with the Achetana Tattva. So now what I need to do here? Here is being said, whole time, continuously, me shifting my loyalty. Because remember, when I am shifting the loyalty, already vision is there. I am attached to the vision. Here not slavery. See, loyalty, slavery, please understand big difference. If you observe yourself, based on your preferences, what is your preferences? All your preferences connected to your insecurity. Tell me a single preference that you have which is not connected to your insecurity. all your preferences, all your likes and dislikes are connected to your insecurities. Number one. So, are you not loyal to your likes and dislikes? What loyal? I am one with my likes and dislikes, okay? Loyalty is a big difference, big word, okay? Please don't disrespect my likes and dislikes, Swamiji. I am the embodiment of my likes and dislikes. In fact, I am like and dislike. You understand? How you throw trant up everywhere, everything. If things go a little bit here and there, that's why your voice raises. A lot of things happens. I observe everybody, okay? Don't think that I don't observe. Nowadays, maybe I am becoming old, so I don't open my mouth. I have slowed down. This is the difference only, nothing else. How? So, Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita continuously was highlighting that make sure you are shifting your vision from achetana to chetana, from inner to conscious principle. That's why, in fact, when he started, he said, Veda vinashinam nityam yayanam ajam avyayam katham sa purusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam iti. How can you say that this person will kill somebody or will be killed? If you look at yourself as a Chetana Purusha, means if you associate yourself with the body-mind complex thinking that that is you, yes, somebody can kill you or you can kill somebody. But when you are conscious principle, who can kill you? Whom are you killing? So can you see how he shifted very carefully there itself, which was contextually, we did not talk this point, okay? Because there nothing will enter. Now I can talk. So any crucial moment of your life, in fact not crucial, every moment, one must shift the loyalty to the consciousness principle. Or else what will happen is, that's why all these things, we have seen also that in verse number 27, third chapter, Praputehe kriyamanani gunehi karmani sarvasah ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. So that person considers himself as a karta because of ahankara vimudhatma. Because the guna is being done, its job, but because of association with the prakriti, all these things happens. So we have, many verses which highlights almost every now and then to make you to understand that you are not achetana, you are chetana. That's especially Srumman Spursan Jigran Sparsan Grunnan, one of the complicated verses, okay, verse. That also we have seen, that also, because that also highlighted nothing. Everything happens. I am Chetana Tattva. So that means if Lord Krishna almost everywhere highlights, hey look, I am Chetana, not Achetana, that means I am not a Karta. Why? Because whenever I am Karta, why I am Karta? Because of Bhoktritvam enemy. It's very clear. I want to do this. I want to do that. Mainly for what? Because to enjoy. Not for Chitta Shuddhi. Not later on for Jnana Nishtha, which is a big word. Okay, Swamiji, don't talk. Whatever I do, in fact, when I get up, you understand? Because that Bhaktritvam is not waken up. The enjoyment is not woken up, okay? Still is in the bed. So that's why you don't want to get up. You get up with a pressure. Suppose you have to travel. You have to go somewhere, something you have to do. What happens to you that day? Because already Bhoktritvam is woken up before. So when sense of enjoyment is already up, enjoyership in up, then Kartritvam, what happens? You that day fly, okay? So that means very clear. You see, observe how it happens, how it works. Because that's why you can see those who are, fluctuate in life. In them, I say, the sense of enjoyment is so frustrating That's why they fluctuate. Okay, I don't want to get into psychological aspect, okay? It is a big topic to talk altogether. So in short, when I am karta, definitely I'll have sense of guilt and regret. Me being a doer will definitely have sense of guilt and regret. Nobody can stop me, nobody can help me out. So that's why me being a karta and a bhokta defines or brings me or calls me as a samsari. So Deep, I am a samsari not because of anything, because I entertain the sense of enjoyment, I associate myself with the enjoyment. And whenever I associate myself with the enjoyment, then what happens? What is the consequences of me? Definitely I will become karta. Now karta and bhoktrutam, when does not match, will I have some pain in me or not? Will I have some frustration in me or not? So my pain, my frustration is not because of the result of action, not because of karma phala, not even because of me, but because there is a gap between kartutvam and bhoktrutam. Clear? The gap is the pain. Suppose what you want to enjoy, as a karta, you do that. And it matches. Will you suffer even in painful work? You will never suffer. That's why you can see the best example I can give when those people who fight for country and they are being captured. Even if they are being killed, they don't feel any, pain. Smilingly, they die. I'm giving you the worst example. Because that sense of enjoyership and the sense of doership, there is no gap. So when there is no gap, even if the worst result you get, there is no pain. Absolutely no pain. They manage everything, anything and everything. Whereas a person who has got more pain, if you have pain in your life, if you have suffering in life, many people say, oh Swamiji, I will suffer. So what does it mean? Between the bhoktrutam and kartrutam, there is a big gap. And more the gap is being maintained, the more I suffer in my life. So one has to be very clear and careful. So while talking in this thing, so that means what? Whole life is nothing. I need to work on to shift my vision from achetana to chetana. So if this is the case, then he says, look, there are 5 factors. Pancha karanani santiti. So these 5 factors are responsible for any action. So then question may come, okay, fine. How do you say this? Where from did you learn? So he says, it's not my version, okay? It is being nibodhame, may you understand from me, it is not my version, okay? Even though you understand from me, nibodhame, but it is proktani, it is being discussed, elaborately discussed where? Sankhya. Sankhya means Vedante. In Vedanta Shastra. So what is there? Then it says Krutante. What is Sankhya? That is called Krutanta. That's why Sankhya word is being used as Vedanta. Sankhya philosophy, even though is another philosophy, but Sankhya here is Vedanta. We have to understand technically. Then Krutante. Krutante means Krutanta. So technically, where Kruta means all action. So Kruta means actions, Kruta anta, end portion of action, in end portion of karma kanda. So Vedanta happens to be in the end portion of karma kanda. So where it is in the culmination of actions, Vedanta. And he says, look, when this is being taught, also you need to see, to accomplish, to have any karma, you need to have these 5 factors. So that means when you want to implement, when you want to accomplish anything in your life, you need to take care of these 5 factors. If these 5 factors are not put together, you cannot accomplish anything, any karma in your life. Now question may arise, what are those 5? Of course, verse number 14, just we'll read and stop it. Adhishthanam tatha karta karanam cha pruthak vidham vividhasya pruthak cheshtaha Daivam chaivatra panchamam. More of it we'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.